Welcome back to La Rouge James, where we talk everything Canada soccer and US soccer. Today we're going to be doing a recap of the gold medal match 2020 Tokyo Olympics between Canada and Sweden. Where in this one, Canada takes a very, very narrow win in penalty shootouts over Sweden, as this one ended in regular time 1-1, but in penalties 3-2. And that means they win gold and for the 2020 Olympics. History, guys. History. So without further ado, let's talk about starting lineup for Canada. With number 12 in net, we have Christine Sinclair. Not in net, guys. Captain. In net is Stephanie LeBay. Then we have Christine Sinclair, Alyssa Chapman, Kadesha Buchanan, Quinn, Ashley Lawrence, Desiree Scott, Vanessa Giles, Nichelle Prince, Janine Becky, and Jessie Fleming. And with that, let's go to the goals. Remember, I keep these short, so I'm just going to talk about the goals only, as well as the penalty kick sequences. In the 34th minute, it starts off with Sweden capitalizing on a Canadian mistake in the back as Canada tries to restart play, but Blackstenius for Sweden is first on it. She pounces on it, shoots, and scores. It's already 1-0 for Sweden. And, Canada, what happened here? This whole game was really sloppy, but we'll talk about, it doesn't matter if it's sloppy in a minute, but they got it done. But this right here is sloppy. This one was a tough pill to swallow when I was watching it, because this was actually a watchable game. Keep in mind, this was at 8 Eastern time in the morning, and it is now 11:30, so it ended not too long ago. But tough pill to swallow when I first woke up and saw this game. But don't worry, in the 64th minute, they will bounce back thanks to a VAR review for a possible penalty for Canada and penalty for Canada, and Jessie Fleming will step up and take this one and have her shot from the spot, and she scores 1-1. We're all square. And then nothing really happens between there and extra time, so we go straight to penalties, in the first one we have a save or a miss. We have Alessani Kozkover. Sorry if I'm saying this wrong again, if I'm mispronouncing these names wrong. Do my best. Looks like we have Alessani Kovers. Oh my gosh. Aslani Koveria is the first up for Sweden. Yeah, she shoots and she hits the post and misses the PK for Sweden. Sweden's already off to a slow start. And then Jessie Fleming for Canada has a chance to take the lead. She scores a perfect left side penalty. Past the Swedish keepers, 1-0 for Canada in penalties. But we keep going. And then, once again, apologize for saying this wrong. Is it Natalie Boyan? Has her shot for Sweden. It goes left, and just buries it. Just 1-1. We're tied in penalties. Then Ashley Lawrence for Canada runs up and has her strike from the spot, but the keeper gets it right, and it's a save for Sweden. Dang. But Olivia steps up and buries it for Sweden. It's 2-1. Sweden reclaims the lead. Then we have a miss from Giles. She has a chance to convert for Canada. Then we have another miss from Sweden as Seeger is next, but she just misses it. And then Deanne Rose for Canada has her shot. She steps up. It's 2-2. Buries it. And here we go. And then the other two are just misses. And we go into sudden death. And now Julio Grosso has a chance now to steal the deal for Canada if she can do it in sudden death. And she does. It's a perfect placement penalty. Even though the penalties overall were decent for Canada, they still find a way to get it done. Game is over. Canada tops Sweden in the 2020 Gold Olympics medal match. Bring home the gold. It's a historic moment for Canadians in the country. And wow. This is something to smile about. As we got to go to the stats here as we really got to break down and see how much Canada did here. As they got outpossessed 51% to 49%. Sweden with a slight 2% possession. 30 shots on goal for Sweden to Canada's 13. But out of the 30 shots, only 6 were on net, while Canada's 4 of 13 were on net. My goodness, 30 shots. And then 12 fouls, 9 fouls, 1 yellow card piece, no red cards, 1 offside for Sweden and none for Canada. 14 corner kicks for Sweden to 5 for Canada, and 2 saves to 3. You can just see the stats here that, my goodness, Canada was just, for the most part in stats, just outshot and just just nearly outpossessed, but it doesn't matter. They found a way to get it done. As I say all the time on here, as Ryan Anderson also says on his side too. You find a way to get it done, no matter the circumstance. No excuses. You find a way, and that's what this Canadian women's team did today. They found a way. I'm so happy for this team. They found a way, got the gold, made a historical moment for the country and Canadians, and just wow, what a way to just man to really send a message, you know. And what I was hoping for is I really hope everybody in Canada, Canadians especially, was following this team, right? Because they just did a lot, you know. They came a long way. They beat the U.S. They grinded their way through the knockout stages, and now here they are against Sweden. They just won gold for one of the first times in their history. I think it is the first time they've ever won gold in the Olympics. And this is something that every Canadian, even if you don't follow soccer, you got to be following this. You got to be happy, proud moment for the country. You know, this means a lot. Even if you don't follow soccer, I highly suggest that you get behind this Canadian women's team as well as the men's team. For Canada, both teams are on the rise. You know, and this is something to be excited about. But yeah, this team I'm so proud of this team. You know, waking up this morning and seeing them do what they did, achieve gold in the 2020 Olympics. I mean, it just doesn't help but put a smile on my face, as well as I hope it should for other Canadians as well. But a lot of people also doubted this women's team, saying this Canadian women's team is going to be like always, and they're going to come up short. They're going to, if anything, get a bronze medal. They're not going to get past the U.S. Sweden's going to they're going to demolish them, right? Well, look at what they've done. They upset the U.S. and then they took it to Sweden, even though it was sloppy, but it doesn't matter. Just like as I said in the U.S.-Mexico C-team game, doesn't matter. No matter what, they found a way. Just like the Canadian women's team today, they found a way, get the job done. Here they are with the gold medal. This is huge. I mean, they proved doubters wrong. They proved them wrong again. They always, you can't help but find just glory in this team. You know, we can try and criticize and nitpick all we want, but at the end of the day, they're coming home with the gold. No matter how they did it, it was ugly. They're coming home with the gold medal. And now you're going to have a lot of people, you know, of course saying, well, the Olympics don't mean anything. You know, the Olympics is the World Cup. The World Cup always means a lot, but I say it doesn't matter. A win is a win. Canada went to a championship and won a gold medal. I mean, this is something that we should be celebrating and admiring. I don't care if you say the Olympics means little. I say this is a lot. I mean, a lot of people are going to, of course, kick the Olympics to the side and put the World Cup, of course. But, you know, this is nothing to sneeze at either. You know, Canada had a tough journey. They had to get past the U.S., and then they had to get past Sweden, as well as they had to get past Brazil. You know, they had to grind their way to a gold medal. And that's just good preparation. Even if it's not as good as the World Cup, it's still a championship. And something that should be worth smiling and admiring. You know? That's why when people say that the Olympics don't mean much for soccer, I contest. Especially for Canadian soccer. Because they've came a long way. You know, both the men, I know the men are not in the Olympics this year, but the women, come on, you can't help but give credit to this team. I'm happy. You guys should be happy. You know, it's a gold medal for the club and for the nation team and country. It's just something to be happy about too. But overall, yeah, I just really hope that a lot of Canadians really found a way to get behind this women's team. You know, if you were able to wake up from the Eastern time zone or wherever you're at in Canada and see this game, you know, props to you. Even if you weren't, you should still be happy. Just I highly suggest that once they release the highlights, watching the highlights, and you know, finding great pride and joy in this team. You know, you're gonna really admire what they did. But overall, it's a gold medal for the country. I think it's the first gold medal for this Canadian team. You know, if I'm wrong, please correct me, but it is another historic moment for Canada. I know that for sure. But that pretty much does it for this video. You know, I'm proud of this Canadian women's team. They got the gold medal against Sweden against all odds. A lot of doubters. They still find a way, no excuses, and they get it done. And that pretty much does it for this video, and that's also going to do it for a while too in terms of videos being released. As you know, coming up, we're gonna have we got the men's, both the U.S. and Canada men's World Cup qualifying is coming up, so that's gonna be the next video. Unless we get to 25 subs, where in that case there will be a 25 sub special. But just what a fun summer overall this was. We got the U.S. winning double trophies over Mexico, and now we got the Canadian women's bringing home the gold in the Olympics. I mean, this is just, what a way to end the summer. Especially on a good win like this. It's just, I'm so happy. Both the USA men's succeeded, and the US and the Canadian women and the men too. Men put up a good fight against Mexico, and they deservedly should have won. But I won't get into that. As I said, you can go see my other Canada versus Mexico video if you want more details about that. But either way, two teams winning major trophies this year in North America, which I'm so happy about. And I think you guys should be happy too, especially Canadians and even Americans. We should sit back and just admire and be proud of the work we've done this summer, for both teams. And that's what I would say. But also, yeah, that pretty much does it. But coming up to, I'll be in a new place, because university is starting up soon. And, me, I got to stay focused in school too. But we'll be in a new place, so unfortunately the background will be different. But the videos should be still the same. It might be produced a little later due to school, but I will try my best to get the content out as fast as I can to you guys. Heck, maybe when I'm going to try and also go to a few World Cup qualifier games if I can too. If Canada hosts them at BMO Field in Toronto, such as Canada versus Honduras and Canada versus El Salvador for the men's, maybe even more. But I'm going to try and definitely see if I can get tickets out there, and if I do get, I'm going to release some of that content videos as well up here too on this channel. That way you guys can see how much fun it's going to be. Hopefully, I know it's going to be fun if I do decide going, but it's going to be fun. I want you guys to see that too once I release the footage of that. But that pretty much does it. If you liked the video, make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about it, and also tell our friends, remember, don't forget about the 25 subs. But Canada, the women, bringing home the gold.